cheering section, so I'm going to pass this over here to that group. Well, Moses, thank you so much. That was just extraordinary. I've been involved with schools for a lot of years, and I know that it's always important and valuable to have the students involved. But after that introduction, I feel a little bit like the subject of that story about the widow who goes to her husband's funeral and listens to the preacher and one friend after another extol the virtues of the deceased, that he was beloved by everyone, kind to children, good with animals, helped old ladies across the street, just a paragon of virtue. And finally, she leans over to her eldest child and she says, "Sonny, do me a favor, go up there and peek in your daddy's casket and see who that is lying in there. It sure as all ain't the man I married." Well, I want to express my sincere appreciation to the Alumni Committee for this recognition today. Since graduating from Gilbert and then from college, I've spent the last 30-plus years in education, and I've had the good fortune to be associated with some fine schools. From that experience, I know the best ones always are places that make it safe for students to try new ideas in a safe environment and sometimes to fail. My mistakes have always been my best teachers because I make so many of them, and because nothing focuses the mind like messing up. Looking back, I think 10th grade might be the peak of the learning curve, because who makes more mistakes than a sophomore? 10th grade was a memorable year for me, in part because that's when we studied biology with our friend Craig Schroeder, and because that's when every avid sophomore gets to study human reproduction. What I remember most is how much more advanced some of my classmates were on this topic. Also, the lab that Craig taught us in on the first floor had a small room to the side for preparing experiments, and sometimes Craig would kind of disappear into the prep room for a minute when the material got a little sensitive, or more likely, when our questions got especially hilarious or ignorant. Craig always was very gentle with us, and he was rewarded by our response, because I know our class continued to study the practical aspects of the subject after school, through the summer, and in fact all the way through graduation. 10th grade was also English with Jack Reynolds for me. And my schoolmates from this time will recall that Jack used to teach the principles of poetry using rock music lyrics. And in one of my more spectacular mistakes, for my term paper, I had the bright idea of analyzing a double album by The Who. It was a huge project because Jack expected us to scan every song, analyze it, and then record on a cassette tape our analysis plus the song. So after many nights with his music, I decided that Pete Townsend may have been a good guitar player, but he was a pretty lousy poet. It also taught me that my own brother Pete had been right all along. When he saw me toiling away on this project, which was a real beast, he asked what I was doing, and when I told him, he said to me something like, "Dude, rock music? 2 words, Lennon, McCartney." It's been great coming back to Gilbert after so many years to see firsthand how strong our school is, and my greatest appreciation today is for the faculty and staff, my fellow alumni, and the other volunteer leaders who have worked so hard and continue to make Gilbert a school in which students can try and occasionally stumble and still come back to win another day. Thank you very much.